coming into the bus stop here, look at this. Like, what is going on? Where is this GT40? I just have absolutely no idea. Hello lads, and welcome to possibly one of the best days racing I ever had. Every race I did in this session was good fun, and I barely got punted off by a ramming noob once, I don't think. This was the first race I'd done in the GT40. I'd just won it, so I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. Try and do a video on it. I did receive a little side punt there, but it was nothing too bad, to be honest. This car did feel a bit weird when you were trying to brake. It was very hard when you were braking and trying to keep it going in the direction you wanted it to go in, I found. Especially braking coming into the corkscrew at Laguna Seca. The car just felt like all over the place. I just couldn't keep it in a straight line. Probably because of the elevation changes, I'm not sure. So yeah, this race at Prague, it was just a little warm up in this beast. We have skipped to the final lap already because, well, it wasn't too much of an eventful race. I was closing in on the guy in fourth. What's his name? Coot the Kid. Cool the Kid. I don't know. I'm literally the screen I use is a TV that I've had for about 10 years, maybe longer. So it's not the easiest to read people's names in the little sideboard thing on the left. And lap times, not too bad. Just under a second off the fastest guy, who was in an F50. But we all know the F50 is a very good car. Surprisingly though, I was actually beating Lotuses in pretty much every race I did, I think. And that never happens normally. Normally the Lotuses are always at the top. I'll just run this Lotus out a little bit wide. The steering on this car wasn't the best. I'll just make a teeny bit of contact with the F40 in front. The whole time I was in this lobby, this other F40 was in the lobby, and I think he had the same tune as me, actually. Can't remember who it's by. I just run a little bit wide there. But yeah, I think he was a little bit faster on the straights because of his ability to use manual with clutch, and obviously I can't, as I've said before, because I am still using a PS3 controller. So coming into the chicane, you'll see, have a little look up the inside. The other F40 hasn't taken the best line there, but still he's getting the run. Now I'm kind of thinking that this guy was using that assist where if you go off the track, it doesn't affect you. What's it called? Like friction assist or something. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, because every time in this video that I saw him go off the track, well, I'm not actually sure if I edited it out every time he went off the track or not, so we'll see. But every time he went off the track, it was like he didn't slow down at all and he wasn't affected by it. Now, he is going to run very deep and get on the brakes way late there, so that's going to slip me up into P2. The little elevation change there made me run deep a bit in the second corner, but nothing too major. We're not going to run wide on this corner again. So I guess we're going to have to see what we can do about closing the gap onto P1. The chances are, if he's in P1, and I think he did start on pole as well, the chances of catching up with him are basically zero. So, well, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And I'm just going to make a mistake there and not take the best of lines through that chicane. Just clipping at the corner, that little edge bit that was sticking out. Every time I make a mistake in this game, I seem to always make another one straight after. So, just going to wait for that to happen. and I just forget to stop turning in there, and that gives me a poor run out of spoons, or spoon, don't know, spoons, plural. There's only one spoon in there, so it ain't going to be plural. So that's put me down into P3, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, I wasn't expecting to catch up with P1 in a hurry. I probably could have if I hadn't made that mistake on the chicane, and I run very deep here. Almost made the mistake that the guy in front did on the last lap, but we are still with him. I can see a little bit of dust on the left there. Now, I'm not... This game is just broken still, isn't it? I'm not sure if that dust was from the guy in P1 or from a guy on lap 1. Because I don't know about you guys, but my copy of Forza, if someone kicks up smoke or dust, quite often it will be just there the whole race, just a cloud just floating there for, you know, the whole race. Pretty annoying if you're doing an endurance race and you've, like, someone's left a cloud of smoke right on the apex, and you know, you've got to go through it for 15 laps trying to hit your apex, and I run deep again on that corner. It's another problem I have. I've said this before, like the more laps go on in a race, the more you try to push yourself and like push your limits of braking points. I really need to get out of that habit and just make sure I just hit the same braking point every time, even if it's a little bit early, because in the long run, braking late can really lose you a lot more time than braking a little bit early, in my opinion. I've gone deep a little bit again, but so has the guy in front. What I was saying about his friction assist, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if I was right about that, because it did look like the grass made him go a little bit sideways. But that's all good. The race is back on now. He's made a mistake. We are in S-Class. Don't know if I mentioned that or not. Thought I'd hop back in this. It's been a while since I've been in S-Class, so thought I'd get back in, get back involved, see what's been happening. And it looks like, to be honest, people have settled down with their ramming a bit. A little bit, anyway. So I'm going to get the run on him here on the final lap. There's only one corner left to go, and we are side by side here. Now, I kept on my line, and well, he just ran off a bit, and he's going to go for a move that, in my opinion, wasn't there at all. I was on the racing line, and he just tried to, you know, jump on it from not being on the racing line, so... But luckily that didn't ruin the race, and well, he was setting faster lap times than me. Me and him were at the top of lap speed, so that was quite a good race. I've really enjoyed that. So that moves us on to Silverstone. I can't really remember how this... Well, I remember how this race went, but I don't know how I edited it. I'm going to receive a pump, which is going to make me punt the F40. Sorry about that, buddy. I wasn't going to slow down because it wasn't my fault. So, we're up into P4. Not sure where I started. P6 or 7. So, I don't know. Normally the goal is to finish somewhere better than I started. The NSX there running very wide and hitting the tyre wall. That's not going to be the best line for you, mate. Now, my car was a bit of a beast on the straights, but I couldn't really figure out what this car's weakness was. To be honest, I do think it was an all-rounder, apart from the braking issue I had with it. Basically, trail braking is a no-go in this car. You can't be turning and braking at the same time. Oh yeah, also the steering in general in this car was a bit iffy. It was very stiff. So we jump into lap number 5 here, because nothing else happened, as you can see. But we have come up to some back markers here. I just went past one, and well, we've got more here. We've got Ken Block going for it big time. I was a bit worried how this was going to play out, you know. So, coming into the tight right-hander, it's tighter than it looks, and I'm not sure if that Lotus that I just went past actually got rammed or he just made a mistake. I think he just made a mistake trying to get round the back markers. But, you know, that is his mistake at the end of the day. And this back marker goes for the ram of the decade on the Lotus in front of me. Completely misses it. What a noob. So we are on the back of him here. I'm not really sure what we're going to be able to do about him because, well, he's in the GT1. But well, there's someone very close behind us as well. I'm not sure if it was the Lotus or not that we went past who was in P2. If I was playing right now, I'd be able to look back and check. I think I do on the long straight coming up though, so we will find out then. Am I going to miss my break point again? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm going to run deep. That's going to allow the guy behind to close in on me. Can't tell what car that is. It looks like a Mini from here. I'm almost 100% sure it's not a Mini. I do think it was the Lotus. But now this time I was taking this corner so well the whole race. I don't know what went wrong there. I hit my braking point the same as before. Did the exact same gear shifts, but it was like it just hit the brakes a lot better than it did for the whole of the rest of the race. So I don't know. Luckily, coming across the line though, look how tight this is. Oh, it's a Corvette. Well, crossing the line in second, just about. And lap times, half a second off the Corvette behind me. So I'm going to have to give that Corvette a go. Very, very strong car from the looks of it. But let's see what this GT40 can do around Spa. Should be a good race, I'm hoping. We've got the Corvette, who we beat there. But he set the better lap time, so he starts ahead of me. Well, pretty much no carnage. Would you look at that? Would you believe it? Turn 1 at Spa and everyone, 19 people, made it round safe. Getting on the brakes for Eau Rouge, but then the guy in front of me goes for the corner cut of the decade. So, well, I decide to follow him once I realise what I'm up against here, a cheat. Now look at this Corvette straight line speed, what a monster. And look at this, hooking up the brakes so nicely there. Do you think the brakes on this car were better than the Corvette's? Either that or he's using the new braking line assist thing, which is telling him to brake too early. Dunno, I never will know either. So, well, we've gone from what, P5 to P2? Not sure where I started. Might have started in P6, might have started in P4. So, well, the goal is already slowly being achieved. Looking at the mini-map, all the cars are still pretty tight together. I get on the brakes a little bit too late, and well, look at the extend the GT40 ahead taking. Extend of the Millennium. God, now I'm watching this back, I do really want to give this Corvette a go. He makes a move up the inside, and we're both going to hold our lines like true gentlemen. Absolutely no contact. And, well, I just follow that GT40 pass. I got hypnotised in the daze. That happens to me a lot. If there's someone in front of me who runs wide, I follow them. It's really bizarre. I don't know why. And I make a really unnecessary downshift into first gear there. It's not going to be the quickest way around that corner. I'll learn my lesson for the next lap though. I do think it would have been good if this race had have been 3 laps though. I don't get Forza's system with the amount of laps they choose for races. It's stupid. I get past by the F50 here, but don't worry. We'll make short work of him. The GT40's acceleration is absolute beast though. Now I'm going to hold my line here and look at this GT40. No, it is a F50, sorry. He just runs me wide, doesn't give a crap. You know, in my opinion, stay on your line. Now, learning what we learnt last lesson about the corner cutters up ahead. Got to follow them, haven't you, if you've got a chance. And this F50, well, sayonara, buddy. See you later, mate. So yeah, anyway, Forza with their lap choosing, like how they choose it. Like in I think it's B class, you can get a good 8-9 minute race. You know, you can do like they'd probably make you do 5 laps of Spa in a really slow car, but then in a fast car you only get to do 2 laps. Like, what is the sense in that? I do not understand. I'm kind of guessing that the person who chose that, who made that decision, doesn't really know much about the game, probably has never even played the game, and doesn't know much about racing either. So, noob. So, yeah, we're back. We're in P3 here. Let's try and close the gap a bit. They are battling for first now, so them battling is going to allow me to close the gap on them a bit. Well, actually, I'll close the gap massively with them punting each other off. I just want to get in the mix here. I want to see what I can do. See if I can gain at least one more position. I don't have to worry about the person in P4. He's miles behind. I run a little bit wide on the exit there. Nothing too bad though. Now we have got a bit of a long straight here, so it's going to be hard for me to catch up with the Corvette especially. Going wide here, and I run wide again. I was getting, you know, when you're too eager. Well, coming into the bus stop here, look at this. Like, what is going on? Where is this GT40? I just have absolutely no idea what is going on. You know, Forza. That's Forza for you. So somehow that did get us a P2. I'd quite like to know what actually happened to him there, but I will never know. I set the fastest lap time. Hooray! So that's it for this video, guys. A little slightly longer one than normal. I do hope you enjoyed it very much. Please subscribe if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.